Hello everybody, my name is Huffney Scooby and welcome back to another Huffney Scooby's Random Fact videos. Without further ado, let's get into this one. The PlayStation 4, the other side of the console wars, because let's face it, it was only ever between Sony and Xbox, or Sony and Microsoft. However, the PlayStation and Xbox both have something in common: accessibility settings. Both systems have a number of settings in their accessibilities menu. I've already done a video on Xbox's accessibility settings, so here's one for the PlayStation 4. Number 1. Magnifier. Unlike Xbox, the magnifier can be turned off and on just by a button combination. Once it's turned on in the settings menu, it doesn't have to be zoomed in all the time. The zoom function on PlayStation 4 can be controlled by holding the PlayStation button and square at the same time, and the same function but holding circle to cancel it. In Xbox terms, it's basically holding the PlayStation button and the X button, or the left-handed button, on the controller. And to cancel it, it's basically hold the PlayStation button and B, or the furthest right button. And we won't get into Nintendo's button layout system because it's annoying. Number 2. Inverted colours. Inverted colours allow you to change the colour of the display of the PlayStation. You can change it from a white text on a blue background to black text on an orange background, and I think it's a little over the top. Number 3. Large text. Large text is like most devices these days, including other games and such, that has the option to have large text. Large text allows the console to increase the size of the default text size to a larger scale. Unfortunately, this only works with certain features. More than likely, it only works with the PlayStation's own systems and Sony-based applications. Number 4. Bold text. Bold text is one of the most common things you see these days. It's just a little easier to see than regular text. In fact, every single writing application, from Notes to Pages on Mac to Microsoft Word, have a bold text option for you to type or whatever in. And of course, on consoles, you can often or not just turn that on. Number 5. High contrast. Unlike the previous one, which was the invert colours, high contrast is a little different. Xbox also has this, and all it really does is adjust the colour saturations of all the images to make things contrast a little more, to make certain things easier to see. Number 6. Closed captions. Once again, it's another sort of default of the accessibilities list, is closed captions. Most people, more so the deaf, would more than likely use these rather than most people. However, some people do still like to use closed captions or have subtitles on whenever they're, on different things. And most games have the option to add subtitles in, so this is just an extra layer of text for things that maybe don't have them. Number 7. Button assignments. Unlike Xbox, where you had to use the Elite controller or the accessibility controller in order to remap the controller itself, on PlayStation you can do that with the default controller. Basically, if you decide that you'd rather have a button do something different, for example, say instead of having, say you found it easier to push the Y button or triangle at the top to launch an app, you could assign that button to it instead of X at the bottom. Another thing that you can do, number 8, automatic scrolling text speed. You can adjust the speed of PlayStation's scrolling text. The text scrolls, including even on the menu when you first log into your console. The menu or the information is on sort of a scrolling function where it automatically scrolls. You can adjust the speed of this and the accessibility settings to make it easier to read if you're a little slower at reading than some other people. Either way, it's scrolling text can sometimes just be annoying. Number 9. In modern consoles, including the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, the Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, all of these have low latency reactions to when you push a button, it almost instantaneously happens on screen. However, occasionally you can click and make mistakes. So Sony put in a function just for this. You can push to delay, meaning that when you push the button, the PlayStation takes a few seconds to make sure that you're happy with what you're doing before you really want to do it. This also allows for if you accidentally, like myself on a number of occasions, accidentally pushed the share button also. This also delays the share function, which allows you to very quickly get rid of screenshots that are either boring, random, or just stuff that you can't be bothered keeping. If you take a random screenshot that really isn't entertaining or worth keeping unless you want a background, then you can easily get rid of them because the share delay. The final thing that is available to you on PlayStation, which really isn't available on Xbox from what I can see, is you have the function to auto assign shortcut to the accessibility settings for the main menu. That is one of the most helpful things. It really saves you having to go through a couple menus to get to the accessibility settings, whereas on Xbox you have to open the menu, scroll all the way along to the profile, open settings, scroll all the way down to accessibility before you get to the list of options. Whereas on PlayStation you can just select to have that show up as a shortcut, and then all you do is go to the shortcut, click on it, and you're there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. Tell me in the description below. Tell me in the description? Me and the description. Tell me in the comments below what you thought of, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.